Hey, all right. Nobody on Zoom yet, but we are streaming to YouTube. I'm just going to check on here that everything's working on YouTube. Hopefully you can hear me and see me and stuff. But then, like I say, nobody's on Zoom yet, so. All right. And there's nobody, well, nobody's talking to me on YouTube either, so that's fine. All right, cool. Well, I can see that we're streaming live, so that's fine. Let's just do that. Not entirely sure whether that's going to destroy my bandwidth, but hey. Oh, hey, you can shush. See, always the same with this stuff. It takes a wee while for me to get the tech all sorted. But don't worry, there'll be an edited, more professional version of this when we're all done. Hey! Who have we got? Oh, see if I can read this. Ubi, and Russell Campbell. Hey! Oh, right, where are we time-wise? Right, 5 minutes. I'm going to try to see if we can just start bang on 9 o'clock for today's row. I will skip into the RowPro lobby in a second to see how many people are registered for it. There's only one other person that registered for it last night when I was checking. So who knows how many people are going to be on RowPro, but that's fine. It doesn't matter about that. Maybe you're just rowing along on YouTube, or if you've got the Zoom thing going. So basically, just to let you know, I've got RowPro running here. I've obviously got that camera there that is capturing the overlay for the YouTube video, which I'm also recording as a separate entity that I will then edit and put into my main RowAlong workouts. And then I've got my phone sitting here that is doing a Zoom chat, which nobody's on yet, or maybe they are, and it's just because it's my phone I can't see. But so yeah, so I've got one microphone to capture one thing. I've got my headset microphone to capture the YouTube thing, and I've got my earbuds in to capture Zoom. The chances of me falling over halfway through today's video because it's just too complicated are quite high. So yeah, so I'm going to skip in to, hopefully this won't crash the, where's RowPro gone? Come on, RowPro, where are you? There you are. All right. Yeah, you can see the picture glitching as I'm doing all that. Let's just check that. Yeah, fine, cool, so you can still see me. I was just making sure that didn't suddenly mess things up. So, RowOnline. As you can see, hopefully you'll see the screen popping up as I do all of this. Oh, no, you're not seeing the main. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Right, RowAlong. Oh, there's 5 people in here. Hey! Check in. All right, I don't think you can see the window that's saying who's here, but we have, so there's me, Dan State, Robert Watson, Amity Pelgrim, and Charles Simpson. I am the starter, do not row yet. Hey! Oh, hang on, I can't, either my earbuds are bust or I can't hear you. No. Can you hear me? Hang on, because I can't, it's the same way for every thing, isn't it? What's happened there? Oh, it's disappeared? Problem is, I don't know whether these are, yeah, no, they are. I can see my phone connecting. This is exciting, isn't it? As someone tries to, as I try and set up a Zoom chat. I seem to, yeah. My headphones are controlling the thing, so I know that they're working on that side. It's always the same with anything. Although actually I do start you muted, so there's always a chance that you could be muted on your end. Or maybe I'm muted on my end and I'm unable to. Well, how are we doing for time? Have I got enough time to, I've got 2 minutes to try and quickly check the settings on the phone, see if it's something I'm doing. Hello, up close and personal. Hey, there we go, I've got you. I'm all right. How are you? I know. Although one of us is sideways. Hey, Dan States just said hi in RowPro. This is getting a bit too confusing. There's too many. See if people start getting in touch on. Oh, good. UP says my sound is good through YouTube. That's fine. Right, so we're basically going to have to wait for a couple of people to turn up on RowPro first. Are you doing this on RowPro too? I know you're telling me. I suddenly realized I had to update the software this morning. Oh, right. So because I'm doing Zoom on my phone, I've got no idea how many people are actually connected on it. So, because someone else keeps on popping up as an image. So hello everybody who's on Zoom. Hello everybody who's on YouTube. Oh, yeah, cool. All right. Right. So Charles Simpson is. So yeah, we've got 3 online. Oh no, Amidy's on. So it's just Robert Watson that we're waiting for on RowPro to turn up. Whether he does or not. Who knows? Right, anyway, as far as YouTube's concerned, there is about, hang on, I'm just trying to count. There you go. There's about 5-6 second delay for the stream onto YouTube. So when I start, the RowPro race would already have started 6 seconds ago, so you have to kind of deal with that as such. I'll try and do a countdown. So if I could count down from 10, you could almost start rowing at when I get to 4, and then you could work it out. Okay, right. So I'm going to click ready. Don't know, Charles Simpson, if you're maybe watching on some kind of format, if you can hit ready on your thing. Charles, hit ready. Oh, he did. Awesome. Right, so Robert Watson isn't here, and basically because we're filming this and other people I know are wanting to do a row, we're not going to hang around too long waiting for him to turn up on RowPro. So, yeah. Okay, right, so I'm going to go prepare to start on RowPro, which should hopefully bring up the window. And then the problem is that because of the way it sets up the monitor, I'm not really going to get a chance to properly do a countdown. Prepare to start. Right, but I'm going to do a delay on here of 5 seconds. Right, hopefully everyone's all right. Yeah, so we're good to go. So 30-minute row, I'm doing this at 18 strokes a minute, 2K plus 20. Feel free to go a lot faster than that if you wish. Hold on, Robert's here, quick. Right, hopefully, what if we're too late for Robert? Hang on, if I do not ready, does that push me out again? Robert. Hit ready. Sorry, just that Robert Watson just turned up. And I know you can hit ready in time. Oh, there you go, he's hit it, cool. Come on. We're almost there. I've not even had time to take off my hoodie. Come on, man. I know this isn't very exciting television, is it? Oh, I've got a spinning wheel of whatever's. RowPro's a fantastic piece of software, but it is almost like a Zoom call every single time where you have to sit here for a couple of minutes begging people to hit ready or watching spinning wheels. Every now and then someone just gets jettisoned off the back of the river. It's RowPro's the perfect piece of software that just isn't perfect. Yeah, I love it to bits, but unfortunately it's times like this that you're just like, right. It seems to be popping up, so I'm gonna, if I, okay. I don't want to withdraw. Right, so if I go into ready again, okay. It seems to be showing. So I'm going to try and do this. Okay, I've just hit go, so hopefully your PMs should be in a state of readiness. So get ready to row. Let's start rowing now if you're on YouTube. That's all I'm saying. Sit ready. Attention. Go. It looks like the connection for Robert didn't actually turn up. Sorry, Robert. Hopefully, if you are watching on YouTube or something, you're just rowing anyway, just without that available RowPro thing at the same time. Although actually, no, he is popping up. Oh, who knows? You know what? Okay. I'll stop complaining about connectivity issues on RowPro. And one thing we didn't do today was a warm-up. So, if you want to take it easy in this first 5 minutes of the row, just to warm up, then please do. That said, if you're rowing this at 18 strokes a minute and 2k plus 20 pace, that's pretty much what I suggest is your warm-up pace anyway. So, but regardless, pay attention to what's going on with your body. After all, for some of us, it's what, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I've only been up an hour, and my lower back is saying, we don't normally move this much at 9 o'clock in the morning, especially on a Sunday. So just pay attention to any creaks that are happening. And remember, if you are feeling any kind of sensation through your lower back, make sure you're not collapsing your posture to kind of help protect it. I discovered that a while ago. That I was doing something weird at the back of the stroke to protect my lower back. Whereas if I actually just sat up straight, it eased itself off. Yep. So I'm suddenly distracted by Robert Watson again. You're getting more airtime than anything else. So he isn't alongside us then. I was just seeing numbers counting as he was left behind. Apologies, Robert. I'm considering doing this again. In fact, I even set up the row at 8 o'clock tonight, if you fancy popping back. Oh, anyway. So as being I've already started talking posture and stuff, we might as well follow through and do a technique checklist as we kind of come through the 4-minute point in a few seconds time. Should be warm enough that anything strange with your technique is no longer due to not being warm enough. Yeah, and I can now, I'm just trying to make sure I hold 205 now, having eased into this from around about 208. Yeah, so I think I said a couple of videos ago that you can really focus on any element of your stroke and everything else hangs off it. So if you think about your back and the swing forwards and backwards, then that affects your timing of your legs and what you're doing with your arms. If you think about your arms, that controls or affects the timing of your legs and the swing of your back. And then if you think about your legs, that kind of feeds into everything. So you basically just pick one part of your stroke, and then everything else, like I say, hangs off it. So, as being I like to bang on about posture, mostly to try and pay attention to my own posture. Let's start there. So, at its essence, all you're doing with your back is swinging from, oh yes, watch, I'm rowing, hang on. Swinging from a forward lean to a backward lean to a forward lean. Now there's a timing thing there where it's not even in terms of that swing. You spend more time in a forward lean than you do in a backward lean. So you're forwards, backwards, forwards. Forwards, backwards, forwards. Forwards, backwards, forwards. So it's an incredibly simple yet hard to master part of the stroke. Is that holding your forward tilt as you drive with the legs. And that is the biggest thing when it comes to making sure you're getting power into the machine, but also when it comes to protecting your lower back from injury. Because if you can hold that forward lean as you push your feet into the foot plates and push the machine away from you, then the power just flows up uninterrupted through your body into your shoulders and into your arms. But if you swing too early, suddenly my wee lower back is saying, stop doing that. I can even, because I've got these earbuds in, and they're kind of like, they seal my ears in. I can hear my bones. Like if I was to crack my knuckles, I'd feel it resonate through my entire body. And as I was demonstrating that early lean more like, I could actually hear my neck and lower back cracking like a thin layer of ice. So that tells me it's not a good idea to send all that power into your lower back. But remember, we're not talking collapsed crumple at either end. When you come forwards, you want to be up on your sit bones, with your weight should be on the front of the seat. And if you feel as though you're sitting back on the fleshy part of your backside, well, you've got your hips tilted the wrong way. I keep backing off pace. Come on, John. So it'll be up. And then you tilt over the hips. It's just like a door hinge. It's really all you're doing. Is you tilt forwards and then tilt backwards. It's not a kind of roll and reach. See, a lot of people rowing like this, like the turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which my pace just absolutely plummeted, even though I was still putting in a good old shove from my legs, because by crumpling just can't send that power through. And then with that good posture comes a powerful core. So get ready as you take the stroke to brace against it with your core. But it's all very good talking about your back and the power from your legs, but you need to get it into the handle. So again, we're talking efficiency and injury prevention here. So keep your arms straight and nice and loose as you come forwards, so that when you push in that forward lean, the power is sent through your arms, wrists, hands, and then your fingers, which are just hooked over the handle. You're not choking it to death. It's not a, I don't know, trying to think of a good analogy. You're not fighting a snake or, whatever. You know what I mean. Relaxed, fingers just hooked over the handle, thumbs underneath preferably, lightly touching your index finger at most. And then when you push with the legs, with a good posture, that power goes through your body, through your arms, down to your fingers, and then transfers into the handle. But you need to keep those arms nice and straight, as well as that forward lean. And that is how the power gets in to the machine at the beginning of the drive. Whew. Really made a mistake not taking my hoodie off. Even in, I think it's 6 degrees outside right now. But I am beginning to boil inside this hoodie. Oh. Don't worry, I'm not done with technique, but I just want to give you a chance to really think about that forward lean and the arms straight as you push with the legs. And do think about the timing. You really want that connection of your feet to happen at the same time the handle picks up the flywheel or whatever it is that you're using. Because if you go push too soon, whoosh, your backside escapes from you, whoosh, and then it's all about back and arms. And what's worse is if you, see if I can get this right, if you scoot early and lean back, you just can't put in power. It's so limp. So I get asked really often by people saying, oh, I see people rowing up at 2-minute pace and stuff. I'm all the way down at 2:30. How do I get more power in? And I'll ask these people to send a video. Just a wee side-on video of them rowing. And pretty much 9 times out of 10, the reason that they're not getting power into the machine is that they're not getting that leg push in. And it either comes from not sliding far enough up, so you'll find they'll go this little kind of half knee bend, missing a whole bunch of available leg power, which I tend to think is down to this incorrect assumption that you shouldn't lift your heels. I think people will focus on keeping their heels down rather than putting power into the machine. I like to say a heel lift is okay. We're not talking, if your foot comes up so that it's horizontal as you come forwards, that's not good. But if it has to come up about an inch, how far do mine come up? Yeah, about an inch, just to get into that correct position, compressed, coiled up like a spring almost at the front. And that's fine. As long as when you do start the leg drive, you start the leg drive. You get your feet down, push, ankles or heels get into the foot plate, and you push the machine away and try and get that timing right. So you come forwards, 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 turn it around. Forwards, 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 turn it around. So if you hover at the front of the machine, and by you, I mean me, because this is my huge problem right now, or well, my biggest problem, let's say, is that I hold for just 1/10 of a second at the front of the stroke, and it's enough that because I'm compressed in at the front like a spring ready to drive out, as I'm holding it here, my bottom just goes on holiday. Just a tiny amount. We're talking an inch maybe, a couple of centimeters. But it's enough to just kill that explosion from the front of the stroke, because the angle of my legs has changed. And I can see it when I set up the force curve, when I get it right or wrong. But yeah, so people that can't get power in, usually it's either because they're doing a 3/4 slide, in which case really think about sliding into that shins vertical position here, and then explode out with a forward lean and straight arms. And you really should feel as though you're hanging off the handle at that point. As you push, it's not about pulling the handle. It's about hanging and transferring the power from your legs into the handle. I've said that a lot today. There's a reason. Because it's the fundamental of how you get power into the machine. So, for the people that then get into a good position, but then get the timing wrong, so the butt escapes like this, or they break their back too soon, leaning back, they won't feel that hanging off the handle sensation. And it's like your backside should feel just a bit lighter in the seat. Not enough that it takes off, because you really don't want the seat to slide away from you, and then you land backside first on the rail. Because trust me, that really hurts. I did it when I was doing the 100k team row. Got the timing wrong on the first changeover, and what's the right word? Plummeted down onto the rail, and oh man, it's another way to wake up. But of course, the other reason these folks don't get the power in is just from not pushing. So many people think that rowing is a pulling sport, and it really isn't. You only pull for this final whoosh quarter of the drive and the stroke. So drive, pull, drive, pull. And it really is straight arms right up until the point that I say pull, drive, pull. And that way, you get all the power in from your legs without your arms fighting against it. And also, you get to add in your arm power. Not just limp. And I mean, I see loads of people with like 642Ks that they come in and then they pull and they're forwards. Then they pull. I just keep thinking, what would happen with these folks if they did the leg drive and then the arm pull? Surely they'd be, if you're 642K, closer to 635 at least. But a lot of the time it's just people who've always rode like that They are fast, so why break it? Quite a lot of the time, you try and change something quite fundamental, and you never recover the speed you once had. So I understand their reluctance, and I'd never say anything to them for that reason. Now remember, your arms are for life, not just for Christmas. Your arms aren't just there to finish the stroke. They're also there to start your recovery into the next one. So pull in, and you'll find that your muscles, ligaments, skeleton, everything wants to bounce your arms away from you again. Not by much. We're only talking like a 3 or 4 inch, 10 centimeter move, but it's enough that the momentum to move your arms forwards is already there. So all you have to do is keep your arms moving forwards. Seriously, when we're done, try it. Just sit here and go. But that trigger means that you can pull your hands into a finish and then release them in a good in-out rhythm. So in, out, same pace either side. In, out. You don't hold and stop and then race forwards. If anything, you want your stroke to be the other way around, where you blast a drive and then slow, blast, slow recovery. And that way, you really get that leg power in. I mean, I jumped from my usual 205 pace at 18 strokes a minute down to 158 just then, just by increasing the drive speed. Admittedly, it takes the effort up from a 5 or 6 out of 10 closer to 8 out of 10, but if you can correlate that you get speed from power from your legs as well as stroke rate, then it'll be much easier to control your pace when you're rowing a free session. Anyway, so arms away, and as they come forwards, that triggers your forward rock back over your hips, so that by the time your hands are past your knees, your arms are straight, and you're in the perfect body lean already. So all you have to do is bend your knees, and you will effortlessly slide to the front of the machine. And even better, you'll be in the perfect position. Correct posture, arms straight, forward tilt. And you won't have to think about doing any weird adjustment if you rolled forward like this and then had to suddenly go forwards. Hands away, rock. Bend the knees. Arms, back, legs. And with that, we have 4, 3, 2, 1 strokes to go. Ta-da! Dan, right, you can't see, you can't see the results there, but Dan State did 8,268 in that, which I figure is in the maybe around about 148 pace. Not entirely sure. Can't do the maths, but this way, anything over 8K for a half hour, that's like that's a real benchmark. That's like the sub 7 for a 2K. So yes, that's amazing. Right, I need to kind of deal with the various socials and, and whatever. So YouTube's been going well. John Bennett said hello from Sydney, Australia. That's nice of him. Scarlett Parker's been online as well. Hey Scarlett, how you doing? He is absolutely mashing it for the Fall Team Challenge for RowAlong. Last I saw, he was at 450,000 meters, which is just, I can't imagine rowing that much, and I love rowing, so. Right, I'm gonna set up a cool down in RowPro, if anyone who's on RowPro is doing that, and that's when I'll do my little sign-off chat. Give me a second while I do that. Zoom people, do you want to talk? Don't worry, you're not gonna get put across YouTube, but you can talk to me if you wish. Do you enjoy it, yeah? What did you... Yeah, I know. We were what, just a few meters apart from each other by the end, weren't we? Well, to be fair, I always think these 9 o'clock in the morning rows are a little bit tougher anyway, just because your body's like, hey, what? I know. No, I was still on. I discovered, is it Leffy or Leaf, do a alcohol-free beer. Tiny little bottles. I felt like a giant drinking from them. But yeah, so I had them just knowing I'd be up early this morning. Yeah. Cool. I've done it for 9 minutes, so the aim is to do it at 2:15 pace and try and get 2K. Is that right? Yeah. Cool. All right, it looks like it's only you and me anyway, so if anyone else is going to join in, then quickly join in, because I'm about to hit go, and I don't want to waste any time in case there's people on YouTube or whatever rowing along and kind of going, I'm starting to cool down, big guy. All right, prepare to start. Oh, yeah. Can actually see steam coming off me. Prepare to start. Always sounds like Bill Clinton. Right, start. Okay, what's your PM now? So if you're going to start your cool down, then I'd start it now if I were you, while Charles and I get ready to start this one ourselves. Attention, go. So like I said, around about 2:15 pace. And the aim is it's almost like a sub-game on RowPro, where this kind of tends to always happen, is that people do a big half hour or a marathon or whatever, and at the end of it, you load up either a 9-minute cool down or a 2,000 meter cool down. But the aim is the same for both, where if it's 9 minutes, you want to try and row at 2:15 pace and hit 2 kilometers on the nose, or if it's 2 kilometers, you want to row it and try and hit it right on 9 minutes. So it's a good challenge of control. In fact, to tell you what I'm going to do, because it's about control, I'm going to do it strapless. It really is incredible when you take your feet out the straps and suddenly that finish here, you realize just how much core you have to use bracing yourself at the finish in order to not fly off the back of the machine. And it's the transition from rowing for like a minute and a half and then taking my feet out the straps and suddenly realizing how I wasn't using my core at the back of the stroke quite as much. It's really evident. And I think once you get the body mechanics right for the rowing stroke in terms of your posture, leaning forwards, driving with straight arms, all that stuff, the most useful drill you can do is this one. It's just rowing around about 18 to 20 strokes a minute with your feet out the straps, because it fixes so many issues with the stroke. Because the biggest, if you go into a gym, you're likely to see your average gym user with pretty rubbishy form. And it's, again, 8 or 9 times out of 10, what you'll see is that they'll flick their feet up against the straps to pull themselves forwards again. In fact, I'll show you what happens. I know you've probably seen this before, but so if I tug myself forwards with the foot straps here, my knees pop up, my posture goes back. I could hear my lower back cracking again. My tailbone tucks underneath me, and then, if nothing else, I have to do this really weird kind of into that forward lean again. So that's what you'll see, is people charging up and down the rail, tugging themselves forwards, almost like this. This is a good gym row. Okay? This is what I see a lot. And this is what we're trying not to do. Hang on, Charlie, I'll try and catch up with you. Because you're not getting the power into the stroke. You're not getting the workout you need because, there we go. Because you're not actually using, I mean, people say rowing is an all-over body movement. And it kind of is, apart from a few muscles. You use, 85% of your body, your muscles when you're rowing. But that's only if you've got a technique, posture that allow you to push with your legs out from the front, brace your core, pull in your arms. If you're doing that nasty stroke, taking my feet back out again, then you don't get that all over workout. And plus you'll also see the people, the tuggy people, will stop short. You want to get all of your legs into the stroke. Get them down at the end. Don't lock your knees, keep them nice and soft. But get them down. Oh, I've boosted ahead again. And so, if you stop halfway and tug yourself forward on the straps, you're shortchanging the amount of power you could be putting in. So, strapless means you have to use this momentum thing about arms away, rock forwards, and bend the knees in order to recover. Because you don't get the option to yank yourself forwards on the foot straps. So if you're a yanker, be very careful. That is a Y, not what you may have heard. If you pull on the foot straps to pull yourself forwards, then try strapless rowing. And it's the same for if you come to the back and totally slump, like Gollum, then strapless rowing will fix that, because you need to have that good posture if you're putting any kind of power in, because if you slump at the back, you're going to fall off the back of the machine. So that's all I'm saying. And it helps you work on timing and things as well. It really is the secret weapon. Just be sure, if you've never done it before, don't take your feet right out the straps. Just loosen them right off, so that if you do get it wrong and go flying off the back, you can quickly flick up your feet and catch yourself. Okay? That's your safety clause. That's me saying that so nobody can get in touch and say, I tried your strapless rowing, I fell off the machine. Nope. Right, we've got 33 seconds to go. I've not really been keeping an eye on my total distance, but I'm 2 meters behind Charlie, so I'm going to assume he is. Right, slow down. Okay, coming into close on the cool down. Where are we? Okay, 2 more. 1 more stroke. Let's see how we fare. Oh, I've gone past 2004. And Charles Simpson hit 2000 on the nose. Well done. All right, folks. So that was a good row. Well done. Nicely timed. So quickly, I did mention in the main row, your arms. So if you just sit here and pull your arms through your sides as though you were rowing, you'll just notice that they bounce forwards again. And that's what I mean, is that bounce forwards. If you can just continue it, then that's all you have to do to get your arms straight. It's not about coming in and holding and then having to push them out. Just let your body do it, all right? So, because there's so many socials happening between Zoom and YouTube and RowPro and whatever, I'm not going to do my normal 8-minute finish chat. I'm just going to say goodbye to you now, and then I'll maybe record something separately. So, for everybody on RowPro who turned up, thank you so much. For everybody on Zoom that turned up, thank you so much. It was great to see you. It was nice to see that this one worked. Yeah, I have also given away, of course, how I make my videos, haven't I? For you, because you can see the but shh, no one will know. And then everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for coming up. I am intending to do this again at 8 o'clock tonight, as long as I can get back from picking up my daughter from swimming lessons. So you'll see on RowPro that 8 o'clock there's another session. So if you missed this live session, you're like, oh, I want to do that if you're in another time zone or whatever, you can come back at 8 o'clock tonight and do it, and hopefully I'll have different chat. You know me, it's the same chat all the time, just a different way of saying it. So thank you so much for turning up with me this morning. Obviously there's going to be the awkward moment as I turn things off and look into the camera and go, oh, have I done this? But for the time being, just to give it a nice close off, then thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, be well, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. I can see you sideways. So hang on, so I had Charlie, because you haven't popped up, and I don't see who you are, so red t-shirt. Hang on, oh, that's a disgrace. Hang on. Let me get you out. You got close up of my shorts right now. There we go. Hey, yeah. Right, let me just quickly turn off YouTube and then I can have a chat with you on here. How did you do then if you were 10 minutes late? Were you all right? Good session? Oh, nice. Okay.